Welcome to Ant World and Channel. Hi guys, and welcome back to yet another Ant World video. Today I'm gonna give you an update on my ants and also tell you how to make a low-cost ant farm. This is the first colony I'm gonna introduce to you guys. This colony is of the species Nylantria. They are doing exceptionally well. They're now having almost 14 workers. Some of them are lighter in color because they are younger than the other ants. They take care of the brood and the queen, ensuring that their colony lives on. They are such a treat to keep. They are now a bit alert because the lights of the camera are disturbing them. The test tube they are currently housing in doesn't have a water reservoir. This is because I made the test tube setup in a hurry. It is also difficult to feed them inside the test tube setup, mainly because they are living in the very end of the test tube setup and it is very difficult to feed food into the corner. This will be the main reason why I will be moving these ants to another setup. I won't be connecting their test tube setup with another test tube setup. Instead, I will be making a very unique setup for them. The setup I'm gonna make for them is a very low-cost setup which you too could make using things you can find in your own home. Now let's build the cheap setup for our ants. The setup we're gonna make is called a cubes and tube setup. For this build, you will need a plastic container, preferably a transparent one. The sides of the container are a bit dirty due to past uses, but this will be the correct container for such a setup. Here you can see a hole I've made in the edge of the container. For now I am closing it with a cotton ball so as to prevent the ants from escaping. As an alternative, you could also connect the setup with tubing to another setup using this hole. In today's build, we won't be adding in any substrate into our setup so as to get a better view of our ants. But as an alternative, you could also put in some sand, clay, grout or plaster into your setup as a substrate. I carefully place in the ants' test tube into the setup. This is how they look. I hope they will do well in their own setup. The advantage of leaving it plain is that we will have a clear view of the ants. If we add substrate into the nest, it could blur the vision when it gets attached into the test tube surface. The ants could even take in the substrate into their nest to build their nest. This is a good thing, but sometimes it may give us no vision of themselves. Here I've placed another test tube with their older test tube so as they can get a drink whenever they want. I've also placed a rock so as to stop the test tubes from rolling around. Here is another view of them chilling out in their new setup. Here is my trapjaw queen in her test tube. I'm also adding her too into another setup. This setup has some dry substrate. She is a semi-claustral queen and because of this, they need substrate to live. And also, semi-claustral queens forage in their developing stage, and because of this, they always require some foraging area where we can place food into their setups. Trapjaw ants are a species of carnivorous ants. Here is a clip of our trapjaw queen up close. She has two teeth-like structures pointing out from her head. These are known as mandibles and can close at very fast speeds. These are her main weapons, including a very painful sting. That's all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you want to show your support, please subscribe to the channel. Also, if you enjoyed today's video or found it useful in any ways, be sure to like the video. Thank you all for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed.